Friends, today I will discuss about deep ecology. So, without delaying, let's begin it. Deep ecology. Deep ecology is an environmental philosophy and social movement which promotes the inherent worth of all living beings, regardless of their instrumental utility to human needs, plus the restructuring of modern human societies in accordance with such ideas. The phrase deep ecology first appeared in a 1973 article by the Norwegian philosopher Arne Næss. Næss referred to biospherical egalitarianism in principle, which he explained was an intuitively clear and obvious value axiom. According to deep ecology, all the organisms in the natural world have a complex of relationships with each other, and thus they are deeply connected with and dependent on others within the ecosystems. According to Ness, when the ecological self is realized, it will recognize and abide by the norms of an environmental ethic that will end the abuses of nature that typify the traditional self, which is trapped in anthropocentric attitudes. Deep ecology distinguishes itself from other types of environmentalism by making broader and more basic philosophical claims about metaphysics, epistemology, and social justice. Deep ecologists often contrast their own position with what they refer to as shallow ecology of other environmentalists. George Sessions developed a platform of 8 organizing principles for the deep ecology social movement. The first one, the well being and flourishing of human and non human life on earth have value in themselves. These values are independent of the usefulness of the non human world for human purposes. Number two, richness and diversity contribute to the realization of these values and are also values in themselves. Number three, humans have no right to reduce this richness and diversity except to satisfy vital needs. Number four, present human interference with the non human world is excessive and the situation is rapidly worsening. Number 5. The flourishing of human life and culture is compatible with a substantial decrease of human population. The flourishing of non human life requires such a decrease. Number 6. Policies must therefore be changed, affect basic economic, technological, and ideological structures. Number 7. Ideological change is mainly that of appreciating life quality rather than adhering to an increasingly higher standard of living. The final one is those who subscribe to the foregoing points have an obligation directly or indirectly to participate in the attempt to implement the necessary changes. So friends, I have discussed about all these things and these are all about deep ecology. And there are also many criticisms on deep ecology. Critics of deep ecology, with their arguments, have criticized it from many aspects. Its Eurocentric biases, its knowledge of non-human interests, its the definition of deepness, its misanthropy, its scientism, and its utopianism, etc. Thank you so much for being with me.